some morphological features, for example, prefixes, suffixes, or even if you want prefixes and suffixes together. So just before the break, we have gone through the annotation of prefixes like "an." So the process. So how to annotate this? So basically, we need to have the prefix that I want to analyze, and or the any prefix that I want to analyze, and then just after it, I need to add the asterisk. Also for the suffix all, so I repeat the same process, but for the asterisk, it should be put before the suffix that I'm going to annotate. So if you are going to work on prefixes, so you need to put the asterisk after, and if you are going to work on suffixes like all, you need to put the asterisk before. And here the question: if we are going to work on words including both prefixes and suffixes that are the focus of our investigation in the research. So here we need to include both the prefix here, for example, uni, and the suffix ed. So what shall we do here? We need to include the asterisk in the middle. We can do this step here. Autocode, add, create new segments, and here I write uni, and then I include the asterisk here, and then ed. So here the asterisk here is the missing segment, and uni, this is the prefix that that is part of my study, and ed, this is the suffix also that I'm looking for in the corpus. So I need to look for words including at the same time this prefix and this suffix. And then I select the features that I want. It depends on for morphology. For example, I need to select the feature affixes. So here I need to go back. I need to close this. I go back to project, meta discourse, edit, and affixes. For example, add feature, affixes together, affixes together in the same word. I'm not a specialist in morphology, but those working on morphology, this type of analysis might help. And then I go back to AutoCode, edit, create a new segments. And here I'm going to repeat the process because I did not save. Uni, asterisk, and then ed. And then the feature, affixes together, both suffixes and prefixes, save, show. Okay, we have just one instance, uni and ed, uniformed, uni and ed. So the word composed of both prefixes and suffixes at the same time. So I click on the button code selected, and here I have this feature saved. Okay, next step. Match any word in the text. So here, this helps me to identify all the words. So here, this works like a concordancer. I'm going to have all the words in the corpus shown separately. For example, if I am a researcher working on word classes, verbs, nouns, adjectives, so I need to annotate all the words in the corpus. So in this case, I'm going to go to AutoCode, add, create new segments, and then I add this feature. Is it this one? No. Okay. And then I choose the feature Of course, here I have not selected the feature, but if I'm going to work on word classes, this type of analysis, of course, will help me. So here, for example, I can select feature 3, save, and see. I have all the words in the corpus shown for me. So this is similar to any concordancer you can find online. It shows you all the single instances, all the words you may have in your corpus. So we have all the words in the corpus here shown in the middle. So you see, we have all the words shown in this window, and of course here the second job is to further annotate these features into words, nouns, adjectives, and verbs. So here this is similar to a simple concordancer where you can see all the words in your corpus. Continue, verb, noun, conjunction, determiner, all the nouns, that all the words, every single word here is put in the middle in the corpus. Okay. Then 4. So also for containing constraining by class. So for example, I'm going to have some lexical analysis, and my focus is only on nouns, and nouns starting only with the prefix, for example, or with the letters CA. So I'm going to look for all the words in the corpus starting with CA. And they need to be nouns. So lexical feature here, I need to specify whether I'm looking for all nouns, for all verbs, etc. Okay. So constraining by class. So here I need to specify the functional class, whether verbs, nouns, adjectives. So I need to specify. So here I can specify nouns starting with D, or I'm going to focus only on verbs starting with D. So the focus of the analysis, so I can select one of them, only verbs starting with D. As you may have noticed, the difference between this step 4 and the previous one is that here we can further identify the grammatical class, whether it's a noun, verb, adjective, preposition. We can further limit the search. So through identifying the lexical feature. So basically here, we can have some kind of lexical analysis and focus only on verbs starting with D, especially researchers focusing on morphology. So we are going to copy the same, D, the prefix, the asterisk, at, and then the word, the class that I am interested in. I'm going to go back to the UAM corpus tool, add, create a new segments. This is the prefix that I'm interested in. Then the asterisk, then, sorry, at, and then verb. And of course, here, if I'm working on morphology, I select any feature, for example, prefixes. The feature that I have already, the features or the systems that I have already designed beforehand. Save, and then show. Okay, we have many words starting with D. And here we have selected only those words starting with D, and they are verbs. They should be verbs. So here we have two conditions. The first condition, it starts with the prefix D, and the second condition, it is verb. So here we have these two conditions are satisfied here. D, it starts with D, and it is a verb. It starts with D, and it is a verb. I think this type of analysis may serve the purpose of researchers, especially in morphology or maybe semantics. Okay. Let's continue. Next type of analysis. So for example, if I have another type of research and I'm going to focus on word classes, I'm going to analyze all the nouns or all the verbs, nominal groups. So I need to go through all the nominal groups to study their structures. So here in this case, the UAM corpus tool is very useful. So here I can have at and then the word class that I am going to investigate. So I'm going to focus only on nouns. So here I go back to the UAM corpus tool and I select autocode add and create new segments. And here I'm going to search or to look for all the nouns that I have in my corpus, all the nouns that I have in my corpus. So for example, at and then noun. So normally I should have created another class, but I'm going to mention this as feature 3 and save. All the nouns are shown here. So if you are interested on nouns, if you are interested in this, in working on this word class, so this step may help you, may facilitate the task of looking for these nouns or verbs or adjectives or prepositions. We can also do the same step for verbs. If you are interested, for example, or if you want to work on transitivity, you can do the same process. You want to have processes or verbs. Of course, for the UM corpus tool, we cannot write process, but we can enter the word verb. So add verb. So we can do this. The same. I'm looking for all the verbs in the corpus. So I go to autocode, add, create new segments, add verb. Feature, and then save. Okay, I have all verbs in the corpus, but if you can see the first instance, I don't agree with this instance. I don't think this is a verb. So the verb to be here is the verb in this example. So I need to uncheck this box, and here I need to go through all of them. So blood here also is not a verb. So I need to uncheck this. So I need to go through all of these instances because the semi-automatic annotation is not all the time accurate. Okay. So we do the same. For example, if you are working on semantics and you want to work only on the nouns where we have human agency, nouns referring to human beings. So here we can enter the same at human noun. So in this case, we have all the nouns in the corpus with this feature human. Okay, so this type of analysis, this level 5, allows you to annotate the different word classes that you have in the corpus for those working on grammar, SFL, or even in semantics if you have some kind of research on nouns with human agency. So this step, of course, will help you. Next step, step 6, we have inflectional matching. So here, for example, I'm going to work on verbs, and I need all the forms of verbs, whether it is in the past, in the present, in the future. So all the inflected forms. So for example, in this corpus, I'm going to focus on the verb to be in its different tenses, in its different aspects. Okay, so here I'm going to go through this step. So I'm not here, I'm not interested only in the word be. I'm interested in the words be, I am, is, are, was, the different realizations, is being, the different realizations of the verb to be, or the different realizations of the verb report. So add, be, okay, no, okay. And I have the different forms. Of course, each time I need to select the feature according to the model of analysis I have selected from the beginning. Here I don't have verbs, so I'm going to select feature 3. But of course, you need to have a well-defined model from the beginning. So here you see we have all the instances of the verb not to be in different aspects, in different tenses. In different aspects and in different tenses. Being, you see, different aspects and different tenses. So basically here we have inflectional matching, that is to say the verb with all of its inflections. So here also we have the same inflectional matching. Possibility of constraints on inflections. Also we can further have some conditions. So for example, I want to work on the word red. Or the adjective. So here I want the word red in all of its manifestations with all of its inflections, but I want to focus only on red as an adjective. Here I further specify the word class. I further specify the word class of adjective. So we can try this, although I do not expect to find some instances of this. So here, I specify the word that I'm looking for. I specify that here I have different inflections, the different realizations of this word. And here I specify the word class. I go back, add, create, red, adjective. And so normally here I have all the instances of red just as an adjective. I have just one instance, and here red is an adjective. I want only the instances of red as an adjective. Okay, so if we do the same task, all of the inflected forms of the noun report. I want report as a noun and not as a verb. I want to focus on report as a noun with its different realizations, report or reports. So if it's a noun, it can be in the singular or it can be in the plural. I'm not concerned with reported, reporting, reports as the different realizations of the verb. I'm concerned only with the word report, its different realizations as a noun. Add, create new segments, report, noun. Yes. And of course, all the time you need to select the feature that you are working on. Okay, save, show. So you see, publish reports. This is a noun. The majority of reports, it's a noun. Report, this is a noun. Report is a noun. So all of them are nouns. We have no instances of report as a verb because we have further included this condition in the semi-automatic annotation. Okay. So these are all the points for the semi-automatic annotation. The semi-automatic annotation is very helpful, especially if you manage how to do this type of annotation. And to be honest, it has helped me a lot, especially in this project of analysis meta discourse. So this is part of a previous project which I have already published. So it has helped a lot in the annotation of my corpus. It makes the process faster. So I have an inventory of transitions, inventory of frameworks, inventory of endophoric markers, inventory of evidentials, and I try to have the semi-automatic annotation through this inventory. Okay, so second step of analysis here, I'm done with the UAM Corpus Tool version 2.8, and right now I'm going to move to another version. So you may be asking the question, why? I'm moving to this version, 3.3x, because it includes more advanced alternatives, more developed alternatives for the automatic annotation. Yet the previous version of the UAM Corpus tool is more stable. It has less problems than the new version. So here you may use this version, but from my experience, I have faced some problems in the use of this version. I don't know. Is more stable and safer to use. But even this one, it has some advantages. It helps you to carry out the automatic annotation, maybe to check your annotation with the automatic annotation and to see the differences in order to further check whether you are going on the right path or not. So here, the version, you can find the version here from this website. You can download the version. And here we are going to go through different steps, allowing the different types of analysis. So when it comes to the automatic annotation, I'm not going to enter any scheme. Just the scheme is entered for you, and you are going to have the results displayed for you. We have two types of analysis here. We have grammatical structure or part of speech. So for the grammatical structure, you can have the parser, Stanford parser, or you have SFL mood, SFL theme, modality, extended mood, or SFL transitivity. Without further delay, I'm going to close this kit with this, and I'm going to move to this version, 3.3, start a new version. Next, automatic analysis workshop. It will be saved in the desktop and then finalize. So you will find all these steps in the video on our website. And here I go through the same process, extend corpus, but I'm going to choose a shorter text to make the process faster. Okay. So brief report, and here I have selected a short text to make the process faster, because the longer the text is, the more time it takes to make the automatic analysis. So here, the same process, I'm going to have txt extension, save as text weight, txt. Okay. Okay. Okay, for the question, is there a difference between version 3.2 and 2.8? We have later on questions and answers session, and I try to answer all of your questions. Okay. Extend corpus. Next. No, this is the file I have created. Short text. Brief report. Next. And then finalize. And then incorporate all. Done. Okay. The text is included, and we are going to try the different types of analysis. Okay. So we move to layers. Layers. So whether you are going to have manual, automatic, semi-automatic, so all the time we need to move to this step where we have to add layers, to create layers of analysis. The model of analysis that we are going to use, add layer, start. So here we are going to, for example, choose SFL mode. SFL mode. SFL mode. Continue. Automatic. And then grammatical structure. SFL mode. Create layer. Okay, we have edit scheme, but I'm not going to change anything. So we have the scheme created for us. It's automatic, everything included here. So the scheme here is designed by Mick O'Donnell. So it shows the different linguistic features that he has used in the automatic annotation. So as you can see, you have complex, clause complex, group, nominal group, prepositional group, adjectival group, adverbial group, clause, polarity, positive, negative, perfectiveness, progressiveness, voice, finiteness, finite, non-finite, preposition, modal clause, future, present, declarative, interrogative, imperative, noun, verb, adjective, pronoun, determiner, and also punctuation is also included. So the scheme is already created for us. Just we come back to files and we click on SFL mode. So it is analyzing, and then we have the document analyzed for us. This is automatic annotation. The document is analyzed. So if I go to statistics and I'm going to further check feature coding, SFL mode. Okay, clause complex, show. Okay, I need to choose the whole system. I need to choose the whole system and not features within the system. So you can see we have a token, punctuation word, lexical verb, mental verb, pronoun, declarative, what is it? Okay, declarative, interrogative, imperative, simple present, simple past. We have the different tenses, tense, aspect. Just here one interesting point that I have used. So here I can click, for example, number 5. And here I have all the instances annotated for me. Here I can change some features, but I cannot delete. So for example, this is not, although this is not true. This is not declarative. I want to change it. So here I double click, I change this with imperative, although this is not true, just to show you how we can do this. Imperative clause. And I save. So I have changed this. I have removed one declarative clause and I have assigned the feature imperative. So we have minus declarative plus one imperative. So let's see for statistics. Declarative 5. So normally, if I click on the button show for this time, I need to have -1. 5 minus 1, it will be 4. And 1 plus 1, it will be 2 because I have changed. I have changed this feature. I have one assigned feature, declarative. I have removed this and I have assigned another feature, imperative. Let's click on the button show and see. So you see, we have 4. It is already changed, even the automatic annotation, though you cannot delete segments, but you can change the features within these segments. So I can repeat this process so you can see 4, and we have added one imperative. I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to select one segment and remove the feature declarative and assign the feature imperative. Okay, this level of analysis may help you to solve ambiguity. Sometimes you do not agree with the automatic annotation and you feel that you want to um, that you want to change the present automatic annotation and to adopt your own annotation because it is more convincing. So if I click on 4, I have all the instances. I click on this. I don't agree. This is not declarative, although this is not true. Of course, this is just to show you. And I select, for example, interrogative. And I save. So before pressing the button show, where is it? I think I have skipped. Yes. So we have 4 declarative. Before the change, we have 4 declarative, 0 interrogative. Let's press this button. Have I skipped? Maybe it's above. No. We have many features here. Okay, so here we have 3 declarative clauses and 1 interrogative clause. So even for the automatic annotation, you can have the annotation for you ready, but still you can make changes. Okay, so here we have analyzed SFL mood. Let's move to another point. So let's use the parser. Let's use the parser here. Layers, add, star, turn, forward, pause, continue, automatic, grammatical structure, then forward, pause, create layer. So we go to edit scheme. We have nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, determiners, different word classes, prepositions, punctuation, root, phrases, different phrases. Okay. Okay. Participle, pronoun, sentence root. Okay, so let's see the analysis. We go back to files and I click here on Stanford Pass. Okay, I have the document analyzed for me, the heads, auxiliaries, adverb, modifier, pre-modifier. So here I have the different linguistic features selected for me. Adjunct. So if I move to statistics and I want to see, so you see, Stanford Pass. Click on this. And here we have different features. So especially those working on word classes, these may help you. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, determiners. Conjunctions, adverbs, nouns, whether proper nouns, common nouns. So these may help you. And as I told you with the previous automatic analysis, you can select any feature. You click here, and you change. If it's not a determiner, you think it's a verb or a noun. So you are going to select noun and continue the analysis, and this will be changed for you. Okay, let's come back. Second point, when it comes to the automatic annotation, we can also have theme ream analysis, SFL theme. We have add layer, start, SFL theme, automatic, grammatical structure, SFL theme, create layer. And here we are going to have a look at the scheme, edit scheme. So here we have theme group, textual, interpersonal, then topical, interpersonal, textual, and then also we have ream, and then we have the sentence. So detailed analysis of the theme. And of course, the scheme of analysis is designed by Professor Mick O'Donnell, who has created the whole software and has tried to create these ready-made models of analysis to facilitate the analysis for researchers. Okay. So I click on the button SFL theme. And I have theme, topical, textual. We have the different themes and reams analyzed for us. Okay. So the same process, if I go to statistics, feature coding, and I have another system, SFL theme. I have the number of themes, the number of reams, the number of sentences, theme group, theme component, textual, interpersonal, etc., ideational, different themes that I have in the corpus. Okay, next step, modality. We can also have an automatic analysis of modality. So you can see modality type, modal auxiliaries, semimodal, lexical verb, semantics, likelihood, certainty, probability, possibility, uncertainty, requirement, obligation, permission, volition, ability, willingness, intention. So the system of modality is here ready-made for you, and the analysis is automatic. So I close this. I go back to files. I click on modality, and this is the analysis is done for me. Likelihood, requirement obligation. Okay, so this is what I have in the present corpus. No, I haven't done anything. Okay, can also save. I move to statistics, and I want to see the results, modality, show, and here I have the different results. I have the different results, obligation 1, requirement 1. So we have a few cases because I have just a short paragraph. Okay. We move to the next step. Extended mood. So we have the same layers, add layer, start, extended mood, continue, continue, automatic, grammatical structure, extended mood, create layer. So let's have a look at the scheme. So words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, modality. So extended mood, relative, fact clause, data clause, WH clause, different tenses, extra position. So here we have the different types of variation, postponement, clefting, pseudo-clefting, existential structure, types of clauses, voice, and different features related to mood analysis. Also for the groups, nominal groups, prepositional groups, adjectival groups, and adverbial groups. And it is a more developed model for the analysis of mood. And here we have to follow the same process. We go back to files, and we click on the button extended mood. And here I have the annotation in front of me. I have the different features included in the model here analyzed. Thing, determiner, head, okay, the complement, the qualifier, the different elements included here, pre-modifier, etc. Okay, so we do the same. We go to statistics, feature coding, and we move to extended mood, grammatical unit, and show, and we have the different features annotated for us. Then we can also discover SFL transitivity, the last feature, transitivity, as we can see. So we go back and discover the automatic annotation for transitivity, layers, add layer, start, transitivity, continue, automatic, grammatical structure, SFL transitivity, create layer. So let's have a look at the scheme, headed scheme. You see, mental, material, mental clauses, verbal clauses, relational clauses, existential, modal. Okay, here we don't have behavioral, but it's okay. This is the model created by Professor Mick O'Donnell. Although we have some changes when it comes to the model. So normally in the model of Halliday, it is behavioral. Okay, so he has tried to develop this model. And if you are going to go back to files, we click on transitivity, and we have the whole analysis done for us. So goal, process, all the elements analyzed. Okay. If we move to statistics, transitivity, ideational unit, and you see we have nine processes and processes, two relational processes. Okay, we have also the analysis according to, we have five material processes, and we have also within the material processes the analysis using the traditional terminology: intransitive, monotransitive, ergative, and ditransitive. Okay, it is very detailed. Okay, next step. So after dealing with the grammatical structure, right now I'm going to move to part of speech. Part of speech. So here we have analysis at another level. And let's start with the tagger, Stanford tagger. Layers, add layer, start, Stanford tagger, continue, automatic, part of speech, tagger, create layer. So this is the new layer that we have just created, edit scheme. And this allows you to have a look at the scheme. Tagger, so here basically you have the word, the classes in the English language: nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, determiners, adverbs, and others. Okay, word, the classes. So we go back to files and we repeat the same process. We click on Stanford tagger and we have the whole analysis displayed for us here: singular noun, plural noun, verb to infinitive, modal, determiner. So very detailed analysis, coordinating conjunction. So a very detailed analysis of word classes. Okay. Next point, we are going to move to Stanford extended, more detailed analysis. So Stanford extended, this is the next level of automatic annotation. Layers, add layer, start, Stanford extended, continue, automatic annotation, part of speech, Stanford extended, and then create layer. So here we have the layer created, and here if we click on the button edit scheme, we are going to have an idea about the scheme. Okay, though not much difference with the previous one. So here Stanford tagger, but just some more features are included. So if you go back to files, and it's the same parser, Stanford, but just it includes some more features. Okay, close the class. Close the class, subjectivity, unknown subjectivity. So it includes some more features. Okay, determiner, non-interrogative determiner, and closed class, weak closed class. So it includes some more features compared with the one that we have just seen, Stanford Tagger. Okay, I'm going to move to the last point in the automatic annotation. Tree tagger, the last one. Layers, add layer, start, tree tagger. Of course, I have assigned the name tree tagger, but of course it depends on your analysis. This is just here to avoid confusion. If you are focusing on modality, you can just name this modality or mood or word classes, depending on your objective. Automatic annotation, part of speech, tree tagger, create layer. And here we can have an idea about the scheme. So this is the scheme of analysis. And we can move to files. And we have okay, the analysis done for us. Determiner article. So different ways of analyzing each single word in your corpus. So if you go back to statistics and I select tree tagger, so we have all the instances of nouns, verbs, adjectives, pronouns, determiners, singular, plural, infinitive, present, present participle, past participle. So we have all of these instances annotated, automatically annotated, although the automatic annotation is not 100% accurate, but it may help you to understand whether you are on the right path or on the wrong path. It may sometimes help you if you are working using the automatic annotation and trying to make some changes in this version. Okay. So I'm done with the second part. So first part, semi-automatic. Second part is mainly devoted to the automatic annotation. So if you want, I think I have just 15 minutes. I can just have a short practice session before 10 minutes. We just repeat some of the points we have done in the first project in order for you um, to further master these points. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to leave and then okay. So I'm going to go back to this UAM corpus tool version 2.8 and we can have a new project. So let's go back to the previous project and work on it because I still have I just have 10 minutes. Let's further work on this project to save time. No, this is 6. Open last project. Okay. One point I need to mention here is when it comes to the explore, it also shows you the frequencies of the different words in the corpus without including any schemes. You just include the text, and it has the function of a simple concordancer where you have the specific instances, tokens of the word, and the frequency of each token displayed in front of you as you can see. So here the UAM corpus 2 also is useful as a concordancer as it shows you the frequency of each single word in the corpus. Okay, so right now I have two types of text and I have included the layer genre, but I did not use this. So I'm going to move to edit. And I have here brief reports and case reports. So this is what we have done 1 hour ago. And here, look, if you click on meta discourse, this will take you to the linguistic annotation of features. If you click on this box, genres, it will take you to the selection of the genres, whether it is a brief report or case report. So this is a case report, as you can see. We are going to click and assign the feature case reports. I'm not going to annotate within the document. Just you see, I cannot annotate. I can't do anything here. Just I consider the document as a whole and I assign the feature case reports to the document as a whole. Save. And you see the color has changed. So it becomes white because it is already annotated. So we do the same for the second one, brief report. I double click and it is assigned the feature brief report, save and close. So here for meta discourse, so you see we have repeated the step. You see we have the same segment annotated more than once. Why? Because we have pressed the button, code selected 3 successive times. So normally, this is just to show you in this demonstration, but normally when you work on your own project, so you select the button code selected just once in order not to have problems. If you select it twice, you need to go back and you need to remove one of them, delete. Okay. So here I don't need to select each one of them. So I'm going to go back to the semi-automatic annotation and I try to further select other features. So if I go back to the presentation, so for example, we have according evidentials. So I'm going to look for all the instances of according and I try to assign the feature evidentials. Autocode, edit or add. So normally add because I have opened the software from the beginning. Add, create, autocode. So here I'm going to select the word according. And I'm going to select the feature evidentials. Why evidentials? Because in the model here, it corresponds to evidentials. Of course, the analysis is not 100% authentic. You see, there are some cases that you need to consider in order to solve ambiguity. Always, whether the automatic or semi-automatic, you need to read the examples in order to further solve problems. It just helps you in the analysis. So evidentials, save, and show. We have no instance of according, no instance. We can also see such as code glosses, such as. Let's repeat, add, create, such as, meta discourse, code glosses, save, show. Also, we have no other instances. Okay. You can go back to the presentation and see other features. The features that we have here, I've checked them, they exist for sure. Possible. Yes, all these features exist. Possible or furthermore. So if you go back to the model of analysis, so here possible. So we consider this as one instance of hedges. So possible, and we are going to assign the feature hedges. Possible. And you see we have three instances, and here we click on the button code selected, and all these features, all these words are assigned the feature hedges. Let's repeat the last one with furthermore. Add, furthermore, add, create new segments, and then I write furthermore. And then transitions. Okay, save, show. And we have all the instances of furthermore. So I click on the button code selected. Okay. So I've tried to show you how to have this kind of automatic analysis in order to help you, in order to make the process of annotation faster. We can also write down may, although we have already worked on may on night. Add may, and this allows us to see the different inflections, may, might, the different forms, hedges, and show. We have no, oh, we have some instances. We have some instances of may. Okay, after doing all these steps, always we go back to statistics, feature coding, compare two data sets. So here, set one, I'm going to choose the genre brief reports, and set two, I'm going to choose the genre case reports, show. And here I have differences. I have the differences between the two subcorpora. The first subcorpus brief reports, and second subcorpus case reports. So we have different levels: interactive, interactional, transitions, frame markers. So this step allows you to automatically generate your statistics, your quantitative findings, without counting without counting them one by one. Okay. Okay, thank you for your attention. I wanted to show you how to move from the UAM corpus tool to the SPSS, but unfortunately, I can't do this for time limitations. Right now, we have another session. I'm ready to answer all of your questions and to help you in your research. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sabiha. Could you just stop the sharing, please? Okay, I guess everybody will join me in thanking Dr. Sabiha Shura very much for a clear, concise, and very insightful presentation. Thank you very much. So we have a couple of questions in the chat, Dr. Sabiha, and then we have Farah bin Mansour's hand raised. So it's up to you to start with whoever you would like to start with. Maybe we can start with the questions in the chat. Can you see them, Sabiha?
Yes, Mustafa. So is there a question? Is there any difference between the UAM Corpus Tool versions 3.2 and 2.8 in terms of coding? there is no much difference here. The problem here is in terms of stability. In my previous projects, I tried to work with this version 3.2, but unfortunately, after working on the whole project, some parts of the annotation are lost. Which is not the case for version 2.8. For version 2.8, it is more stable. The same alternatives you find here, you can find them in 3.2. The difference is just in terms of the automatic annotation, but for the semi-automatic annotation, it's the same. Automatic annotation here for the version 3.2, it is more advanced. You can find more alternatives, which is not the case for version 2.8. But for version 2.8, you can use it for whether the manual annotation or the semi-automatic annotation, it works very well. Even for the automatic annotation, version 2.8 works, but there are some just few alternatives for you as researcher. I hope I have answered your question.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have
Then
another question
another question, yes.
please.
Hassan asked, is there a way to use the semi-automatic annotation for the appraisal framework engagement resources used in a text? Yes, of course. So for the appraisal framework, you have a whole framework with each feature, and in front of it, you have the corresponding linguistic features. The same model that I have here for meta discourse, for Martin and White, they have also developed a model for appraisal theory with the different categories, including instances. So you can follow the same steps that I have used today in order to do the semi-automatic annotation for your corpus using the appraisal framework.
Okay. Yeah, I think Farah raised.
I think we have just two questions.
No, Farah raised. No, Farah the
Okay.
first.
Yes.
Go
Yeah.
ahead,
Sure.
please, Farah. Question from Amina. Amina, please go ahead. Amina bin Kamla.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Sariha, for the presentation. It was really elaborate. But I really was interested more in the part where you moved on from the UAM corpus tool to the SPSS. So if you could just afford like this part for like 2 or 3 minutes. If it's gonna take more, I would understand. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Amina, for this command. I'm so sorry. It takes a lot of time. It takes 2 hours or more. So I cannot elaborate on this right now. It takes a long period of time, and I cannot include so many pieces of information at the same time in the same presentation, because I thought it would be confusing for the participants, especially those who are not really familiar with this software.
Right.
I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah, we may think of devoting another session for the transition from corpus tool to SPSS. So maybe in one of the sessions we can devote the whole workshop to that.
Yes, thank you so much, professors.
Most welcome. Dr. Sabiha, you have another question from Abdurrahman Mohammed. Which version should we apply for appraisal analysis?
Okay, the appraisal framework is not included. You are going to use the framework designed by Martin and White. So maybe I'm going to have some research right now. If I find the framework online. Martin and White. I'm going to share the screen. Just a second. Yes, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay, so the time Dr. Sabiha looks for the online resource, Awed Mustafa asks for the PowerPoint presentation. Now, the whole recording will be shared on Syflat's website, on its Facebook page, so you can follow the link. Okay, please go ahead, Sabiha.
Okay, this is the model developed by Martin and White. So you can find this in the book Appraisal Framework written by Martin and White. And here you'll find the model already developed by the researchers. So just here you need to include this model of analysis. You are going to move to layer and include this model as it is. It is already developed by the researcher. So the researcher here is the one to include this model, the model which is already designed by Martin and White. So you need to move through this, the UAM corpus tool, project, add layer, and here you are going to add your own layer appraisal and move through the whole process. Annotate segments. And here you are going to include the features that you have here. All of these features, you are going to include them in this layer.
Okay, so we can just copy them from the original scheme.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
You do have in the chat, Sabiha, but can you identify these features automatically? You mean the appraisal features?
I can't see the question. Those features automatically. I'm not really sure of that. Maybe in the latest version 6, 3.6. The latest version, maybe you find this. So
Yes.
I'm not really sure of
Yes,
this.
maybe, yes, 3.3 according to Hannah. Yes.
3.3. Yes. We have used 3.3, but we have not gone through any 3.3x. We have used 3.3x, but we have not find any appraisal, any ready-made appraisal frameworks. But I think, though I'm not really sure, I think you can find the framework in version 6.
Yes.
Yes, there is it.
Yes, of course. Yes, I think it's always good to check the latest version, but I think we should always be careful because the latest versions are sometimes not stable. So be careful to save your work before moving a step further, because you may or you risk to lose all your annotations. So it's all the time good to seek the latest version, but we should be careful about using a more stable version. Okay, do we have any other questions? Yes, Nisreen Triki, please. Dr. Nisreen.
Thank you so much, Sabiha, for this presentation. It's not a question, actually. I have just a comment that perhaps could be helpful for some of the participants who are not really familiar with that. I personally found the corpus tool very, very helpful for the semi-automatic annotation features. And this works, I would say, perfectly well whenever your investigation is based on clear lexical or grammatical features. So I can give you another example, and I think Sabiha illustrated that quite well. So if you are considering, for instance, semantic or pragmatic meanings, that could be tricky, because these features, these semantic or pragmatic features, they can be construed in at different levels. Sometimes you need to read the whole clause to understand whether it means this or whether it means that. So tagging works better in a manual way. And even if the system can give you some general tendencies in your corpus, in case it is a large corpus. It can, and I remember, last year when we organized the Congress in Tunisia, when Mick was talking about these different automatic features, he said you always need to take it with a pinch of salt. As Professor Bakhluti was explaining, they can give you general tendencies in your corpus, but of course, it is not 100% specific. However, if you opt for the semi-automatic annotation, which can be very, very helpful, you can always start with a list of search items, a list of lexical words that you can automatically search and automatically assign specific features to those words. So, for example, she took the example of code glosses, and I worked on exemplification, where the use of examples is somehow quite clear. So you have specific conjunctions or verbs that can use or that can reflect this meaning of using examples, or when you define or when you reword. So for that, it works perfectly well. For appraisal, which can be tricky, but if you can restrict yourselves to, let's say, a list of lexical items or grammatical features that you can assign for each of the features in the system of appraisal, but sacrificing perhaps some more, intriguing or subtle features, then that can work. So you can use the semi-automatic annotation and you can end up with very good results, but you just need to acknowledge the fact that you're not considering every single aspect of appraisal. So that was the comment I needed to make. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other? Yes, Jamila, please. Dr. Jamila Asghal has a question. Please go ahead.
Good morning for all. Thank you, Dr. Sabiha. It was very informative. I'd just like to ask if this corpus tool applies to annotate verb processes. Does it work to do so? Thank you. Okay. As I have just shown you, the UAM corpus tool, of course, allows you to carry out automatic annotation of the different processes in the corpus, but you need to be careful because it's not really 100% safe. You can use this in order to further check your choices, but you cannot rely on this. So even for the semi-automatic annotation, I usually start with the semi-automatic annotation, but later on, I further go through the whole analysis to check whether what I have done is accurate or not.
Yes.
And even for the point, I have one question in the chat box. It seems for semantics, the safest way is to go manual.
Yes.
So in all cases, the safest way is to go manual. These advanced, these advanced techniques just facilitate your task. They just help you, but not do the whole task for you. So you cannot expect the software to do everything for you and you find everything perfect. So you can start with the semi-automatic, but then you need to go through your corpus and you need to further check. Even for the semantics, it can work. So for example, if you remember the example, human nouns. So nouns with human agency, animate, inanimate, non-human. So you can have this kind of semantic analysis, but it is not 100% reliable. So you need to, of course, you can use this to help you, but you need to further check through manual annotation. So this is good. This helps you, but this is not enough.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Sabiha. We have another question from Yara. Yara, please go ahead. Nice to see you.
Hi, everyone. I'm delighted to be seeing you all here. Thank you very much, Sabiha, for the very insightful presentation and the workshop for the UAM Corpus tool. It's not a question, it's more of a comment. So I've been using the UAM Corpus tool since 2013 for my MA and then for my PhD. And I've seen how much it has grown, starting from version 2.2 until now, version 6. And one thing that I just need to add is that in version 6, Mick O'Donnell, the developer, has actually incorporated the Arabic language, which wasn't actually there earlier. Like in my MA, I wasn't able to incorporate or like input Arabic data, but through the years, like the past 2 years maybe, MIC was able to also add the Arabic language. So now scholars can actually incorporate Arabic and draw comparisons between Arabic discourse and maybe other languages like English, French, and so on. So this is actually a feature that people need to know of, and this starts from version 6.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
That's
for
it.
the information.
Thank you.
Thank you. So for the Arabic, if I may understand, should it be manual or can we have the semi-automatic with Arabic?
Well, actually, there is a semi-automatic option, but it's not very accurate because my PhD was the first one to be like for this to be applied on. So I think through the years, or like maybe in the coming versions, MIC is gonna have it. The Arabic parser would be more accurate than it is right now. It does the work, like maybe 30 or 40% of the work, but it's not, of course, accurate.
Of course.
So you
yes.
still need manual intervention.
Yeah, sure. Which is quite understandable.
Yeah, and I think it's a great step. Yeah.
Yes, of course, sure, of course. Okay, any other questions or comments or suggestions? Okay, so if there are no more comments, let me just remind you that the presentation, the recording of today's presentation will be available on our website, on our Facebook page. So the link to the presentation will be available. Let me also tell you that our next session will be on the 9th of November, so mark your calendars. And it will be mainly on academic writing. So it will be a workshop on academic writing. And now, if you don't mind, those who can open their camera so that we can take a group picture, if you don't mind.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I could see some names from around the world, so
Yeah.
you're most welcome to join us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have more attendees from other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And maybe we should have asked the participants to put or to add in front of their name where they are connected from, because
Yes.
I know that Indonesia it's morning, but perhaps in some other regions it's late afternoon or even evening. So
Or maybe early morning, or maybe early morning.
early morning, right?
Okay, so it's nice to see you all from different parts of the world. And I think this is the benefit of online sessions rather than on-site
Hi,
sessions.
Peter.
Hi, Peter. Nice to see you.
Hi,
Hi,
good morning.
Nabila.
Ogami.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Hello, Nasreen bin Sadaq. Hello.
Okay, good
Sohail.
afternoon. This
You
afternoon,
are.
this woman, Ogami.
Hello.
Hey.
Morning.
Professor
Morning,
Akela.
Jamila. Okay, so
Morning.
we'll just take the picture. Thank you very much for your attendance. Great. Okay, another one. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So see you next session on the 9th of November, hopefully. Okay, so keep sound and safe, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Next
Bye.
time.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.